The moon hung low in the ink-black sky, casting eerie shadows across the desolate landscape. In the small town of Ravensbrook, nestled between dense forests and forgotten secrets, a man named Edward woke up to a nightmare that surpassed the terrors of his deepest fears. Edward jolted awake, his eyes snapping open to a room bathed in an otherworldly glow. The air felt heavy, as if it carried the weight of an ancient curse. He tried to scream, but only a guttural rasp escaped his throat. Panic set in as he fumbled for the light switch, desperately needing to dispel the darkness that clung to his senses. As the room flooded with light, Edward stumbled to the bathroom mirror, his heart pounding in his chest. His reflection revealed a horror that defied reason. His mouth, the very essence of human expression, was gone. A smooth, featureless surface replaced where lips and teeth once resided. Panic surged through him like a tide, threatening to drown him in a sea of incomprehensible dread. Frantically, he touched the smooth skin where his mouth had been, hoping for the nightmare to shatter like glass. But the cold reality clung to him, refusing to let go. He tried to utter words, but only muffled vibrations echoed within the cavity of his face. Unable to comprehend the gravity of his situation, Edward stumbled through the house, searching for any semblance of normalcy. The world outside his window seemed twisted, distorted by an unseen force that mocked the very nature of reality. Shadows danced malevolently, whispering secrets that only he could hear. As the night wore on, Edward retreated into isolation, shunning the prying eyes of a world that would never understand his affliction. His once vibrant life disintegrated into a desolate existence, haunted by the silence that echoed in the absence of his voice. Every attempt to communicate became a grotesque pantomime of gestures, a pitiful dance of a man robbed of his essence. As days turned into weeks, Edward's isolation deepened. His reflection became a grotesque caricature of humanity, a tortured soul condemned to a mute existence. Desperation clawed at him, urging him to uncover the truth behind his gruesome affliction. Ravensbrook, a town steeped in forgotten mysteries, seemed to hold the key to Edward's unspeakable fate. Whispers of a curse, a vengeful spirit seeking retribution for sins long buried, reached his ears. With a newfound determination fueled by desperation, Edward embarked on a nightmarish journey to unravel the town's secrets and restore the stolen symphony of his voice. As the shadows deepened and the moon hung low, Edward confronted the malevolent force that bound him in silence. The air crackled with unseen energy as he faced the ancient entity, demanding answers with eyes that spoke louder than any words he could no longer utter. In the end, Ravensbrook reclaimed its secrets, sealing Edward's fate in the annals of its haunted history. The man who woke up without a mouth became a ghostly figure, forever condemned to wander the dimly lit streets, a spectral reminder of the town's unholy pact with the unknown. And as the night descended, those who dared to wander near Ravensbrook could hear the echoes of a voiceless scream, carried by the wind that whispered tales of a man robbed of his very essence, lost in the shadows of a town steeped in malevolence. Months passed, and Ravensbrook succumbed to a sinister aura that permeated the air, casting a pall over its once thriving community. The townsfolk, gripped by an unspoken fear, avoided Edward's ghostly presence, their eyes darting nervously as they hurried past his spectral figure. Yet, within the twisted tapestry of the town's curse, Edward found himself drawn to a dilapidated mansion at the edge of Ravensbrook. The once grand structure stood as a dark sentinel, its windows shattered and its walls adorned with ivy, a testament to the decay that had taken root within. It was said that the mansion held the key to unraveling the town's malevolent secrets. Guided by an otherworldly force, Edward ventured into the haunted depths of the mansion. Creaking floorboards echoed his ghostly footsteps as he explored the labyrinthine corridors, each room revealing fragments of the dark history that bound Ravensbrook in perpetual torment. In a long-forgotten library, its shelves lined with dusty tomes that whispered forgotten incantations, Edward unearthed a forbidden grimoire. Its pages, etched with cryptic symbols, told the tale of an ancient curse cast upon the town centuries ago. The curse sought retribution for a heinous crime committed by the townsfolk, a crime so unspeakable that it had been erased from the collective memory. As Edward delved deeper into the forbidden knowledge, he discovered a ritual, a twisted ceremony that could potentially break the curse and restore his stolen voice. The realization that he was an unwitting pawn in a malevolent game orchestrated by forces beyond his understanding sent shivers down his spectral form. Determined to confront the malevolent entity that held Ravensbrook in its grip, Edward gathered the necessary components for the ritual. Moonlit nights became his ally as he navigated the treacherous path towards the town square, where the curse's source awaited its reckoning. Surrounded by the ruins of the once thriving community, Edward began the ritual, chanting the ancient incantations with an ethereal fervor. The air crackled with arcane energy as the moon cast an otherworldly glow upon the town square. Shadows writhed, and the very fabric of reality seemed to waver. In the midst of the ritual, the malevolent force manifested before Edward, a shapeless, grotesque entity that pulsed with dark energy. A voice, colder than the winds that swept through Ravensbrook, resonated through the silence, revealing the town's long-buried secret and the price it demanded for absolution. With a solemn nod, Edward accepted the terms of the unholy pact, knowing that breaking the curse meant sacrificing a part of his own essence. As the ritual reached its crescendo, the curse shattered, and the malevolent force dissipated into the night. The town, released from the grip of its dark history, began to show signs of life once more. But as the first rays of dawn broke over Ravensbrook, Edward's ghostly figure lingered in the fading darkness. His mouth, though still absent, echoed with a spectral whisper, a bittersweet melody that carried the weight of a town's redemption and a man's sacrifice. And so, Ravensbrook emerged from the shadows, forever haunted by the tale of a man who woke up without a mouth, a man who, in the pursuit of breaking the chains of a cursed legacy, found solace in silence. As the town of Ravensbrook embraced the dawn of a new era, whispers of the spectral sacrifice echoed through its streets. The townsfolk, unaware of the details, felt an unspoken gratitude for the mysterious force that had liberated them from the oppressive curse. The mansion at the edge of Ravensbrook, once a beacon of darkness, crumbled into oblivion, its secrets buried beneath the rubble. Edward's ghostly figure, released from the shackles of the curse, wandered through the town one last time. His ethereal form seemed to dissolve, carried away by the morning breeze, leaving behind a sense of tranquility that had long eluded Ravensbrook. In the weeks that followed, life returned to the once desolate streets. The townsfolk, their memories clouded by the remnants of the curse, went about their daily routines with newfound appreciation for the ordinary. Yet, a few perceptive souls couldn't shake the feeling that the air still held a touch of the supernatural, as if the shadows whispered stories of a sacrifice that transcended the boundaries between the living and the dead. The tale of the man who woke up without a mouth became a local legend, shared in hushed tones during gatherings in dimly lit taverns. Some claimed to have heard the faint echoes of Edward's spectral whisper on moonlit nights, a gentle reminder of the sacrifice that had freed Ravensbrook from its haunted past. As the seasons changed, the town began to thrive, and a sense of unity replaced the lingering fear that had once gripped the community. The townsfolk, unknowingly indebted to a silent hero, erected a small memorial in the town square to commemorate the events that had transpired. A simple plaque bore Edward's name and a brief inscription that spoke of a sacrifice made in silence for the salvation of Ravensbrook. Years passed, and the memory of Edward's sacrifice faded into the tapestry of Ravensbrook's history. The town, now vibrant and alive, carried within its roots the remnants of a tale that defied explanation. Yet, in the stillness of the night, when the moon hung low, some claimed to hear a spectral whisper carried by the wind, a haunting melody that seemed to tell the story of a man who sacrificed his voice to break the chains of an ancient curse. And so, Ravensbrook moved forward, forever changed by the enigmatic events that had unfolded within its borders. The legacy of the man who woke up without a mouth became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that sometimes, in the pursuit of redemption, one must be willing to sacrifice the very essence of their being.
Like, subscribe, and click on notifications that will allow you to stay up to date with the news and not miss videos from the channel, where there will be many more horror stories.